Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Farrello Realty. I am Carlos. My partner Lynn, who's for the most part here with me during these videos, will be away today, so please excuse her. However, we do welcome you back to our segment or episode number 20th, and our project building a house in El Salvador virtually. So that means online all the way from Canada. Okay, let's get into it, as this is a fairly lengthy video, 33 minutes. Not my usual, however, there's a lot of information that we need to get to you viewers in order to fully appreciate what's going on and the progress that's happening to this day. Okay, so this is the front fence. This is about the highest point where the wall is gonna go up to. Okay. After that, as you have seen in previous videos, there will be the iron fence part of it installed over top. All in all, that fence at this particular point, this fence will be approximately 11 feet tall, okay, from basically ground to the top of the iron bar, okay, or the iron fence. Right, so a lot has happened. There's been a lot of progress, and the one thing that we wanted to show you, or the builder wanted to show us here, is that the ceiling, the drywall has been installed. Okay, the house has now a full ceiling. It's taking a good week, but it got done. Now, as everyone who knows anything about building a house and things like that, then you'll know that there's more work to it, right? So now the mudding comes into place, sanding, and then of course the paint. Many coats of paint, most likely, because knowing Lynn, she'll want this to be as close to perfect as possible. The other thing that I wanted to show you was that the beams have been installed. If you can fully appreciate the magnitude of the work that had to go through this to get this done. It took quite a bit. It took a lot of effort, and we certainly do appreciate this from the guys down there. I was looking for one particular picture that we were sent by the builder, Don Vicente, which he took when they were installing one of the beams in the main foyer. That means in the living room area. And I'm going to see if I can find it, and I'll post it on the next one so that you can appreciate the magnitude of the effort that had to be done in order to get this accomplished. But they did, and they look rather fine. So we are going to have the carpenter sand them, the beams, and if in the end varnish them or seal them with a matte type of sealant, so that they can last a lot longer and they won't be as shiny. So we are in the secondary bathroom. The gentleman right there, he is the actual plumber. Now this is plumber number 2, because the first one, well, let's just say that he didn't work out too well and didn't like the builder telling him, basically supervising him. And that's a no-no, because when it comes to, having eyes on and making sure that things are being done right, well, the supervisor is the supervisor, right? So Don Orlando, he's the plumber right here, he was checking out the water pressure, okay, in the bathroom, and I think we're pretty much good to go. And at the same time, he was educating the builder, Don Vicente, on how this particular switch water mixer works, because Don Vicente really don't think he had a lot of knowledge regarding this type of water mixers. So he was kind of wondering why they were not getting pressure coming out of the pipe. And well, the builder, the plumber is telling him, well, that's because you don't have the fixtures in place yet. Therefore, you still, a lot more pressure to be had once, it's going through the shower head and the handheld and things like that. So, we thought it was kind of funny. But we go through this every day via video, of course. But, it's rather entertaining at the same time because you can hear them, of course, talking and arguing and bickering at times. And, they come with the video. Okay. So as how we communicate with the builder, Don Vicente, okay, this is one way. This is the plan for all of the lighting system outside and inside of the house. Please pardon the pointer that I'm using at this point in time. I just had to grab something that was quickly available. So I am pointing out to where we wanted to get outside outlets installed. Okay. Reason being, and this was not, I don't think it was communicated in the initial plan, electrical plan, but we decided that yes, we wanted electrical outlets outside. Not many. One right there, of course, right there in the other corner, and over here. Okay. The reason being is because I had an idea, and I'll explain that later. But it has to do with outside lighting and, of course, security. Not that we're concerned about security or anything like that. Okay, it's just an idea. Okay, so as part of this, you can see the red dots in this one here. Okay, and inside them, well, those are the outside pot lights. Okay, all the exterior, all the interior lighting. Okay, as you can see, you can follow on, and then of course, yeah, that's Lynn's thing, right there. Okay, so there's a lot of cable, of course. That's a lot of wiring going through the house. Both through the walls and then, of course, the ceiling to make this happen. But it is happening. And for the most part, most of those things have been installed. Okay, so no problems there. So we're back at the secondary bathroom. So as you can see, they have now cut a hole where we designed this little, how we're going to have the shower head. Okay. And that's the height from the bottom of that hole. Okay, so the way how we're going to do this, we thought it would be kind of neat to basically do it. We saw this in one particular hotel that we stayed at in La Libertad, and we thought it was a great idea, in fact, and it would include the whole Cortez Blanco wood theme, even inside the bathroom. So how does this work? Well, it works sort of like this way. Okay, there's a beam, okay, 7 by 7 inch, that's going to go right across. Then, of course, you're going to bring in the water pipe and go right through the beam so that the shower head, it's right in the center. We saw that particular idea, like I said before, so it's not original from us, but we thought it actually worked really well, and it just felt really great. So we're hoping that the finishing product is going to be just like it or close enough to what we had envisioned and what we saw before. Okay, so right here. So this is obviously a Blue Rocket, portable, whatever you want to call it. Okay. The one thing that I like to stress for this is that that's a must. Okay. If you have a crew working basically, even 8 hours a day on a site here in Canada and the United States, we know that that's a given. However, down in El Salvador, okay, and especially with a lot of the locals who build, not necessarily, in the rural areas and things like that, but even in the city, okay, a lot of them basically deny the workers that one particular right. And workers do have the right to have that blue rocket, because how else are they going to do it? Okay, so we wanted to instill that in with our contractor. Initially, he really wasn't too keen. Well, no, I wouldn't say he wasn't too keen, but he thought that it wasn't really quite needed, because the way they do it, whenever they have to go somewhere else. It's like, well, no. You have to have that. We will provide with that, and that's it, because that's how it's supposed to be done. So keep that in mind if you're looking at building in El Salvador, please. Okay, that's got to be part of your planning. Okay, it's got to be in your budget. All right, so here we go. We're back outside again, and as you can see, the terracing is now really coming up very nice. Okay, which now we're working on what is the front retaining wall that's going to be right in front of the main terrace. The columns on what's going to be the garage. They call it the garage, which is called the carport, because it's not going to be enclosed. It's coming nicely. It's now taking shape, and it's nice to see. This is a particular nice day that they're working on. I think most days, especially in the summertime, are pretty good for them. Gets a little toasty at times, but they know how to deal with it. Okay, and we still do appreciate, the fact that they're out there every day. At time it gets hot, time it gets wet, depending on the season, right? Okay, so here we go. This one here, I want you to take particular attention, because this is the retaining wall, right, for the main terrace. If you see this hole right on the right-hand side, okay, of the gentleman, okay, as the wall is coming up, the retaining wall, there is going to be basically a tensor column that is going to go straight back into the main structure of, not the house. They're actually going to build a retaining wall. So I'll explain this here in a second. As you can see right there, okay, as the wall is coming up, the retaining wall, okay, there you go. So you're going to have columns going right in, okay, where there's going to be attached to another retaining wall that's going to be basically parallel to the main retaining wall. So that way, the front retaining wall, where they're building right now, is not going to be pushed outwards in the event of, imagine the amount of rain that they receive down there. Now, this is all fill, right? So all that rain, all that wetness is going to increase pressure downwards. So the concern was that, well, how are we, especially right there, you can see the in the middle, where those columns are going to be anchored to, okay? And there's more coming up, okay? So you hopefully have a better understanding. There's a lot of rebar that is going, installed into this one retaining wall, because we want it as robust as possible. Preferably, we would have built this retaining wall with river rock, thick river rock, and likely about a close to 2 feet wide type of wall. However, at this point in time, the builder suggested that we did it with a block. One's because it's a lot easier for them, two, he said that with the amount of rebar, and the type of tensor columns that they are going to be applying to it, there'll be no issues with that wall buckling or moving or anything like that. And then the other reason as well was that bringing river rock all the way up to where we're building this would have been a little bit costly, okay? A little bit more costly than having the cinder blocks, okay? Buying the cinder blocks and brought it. So that was one of the reasons. So we trust the builder, and we went with it, okay? We're hoping that the final result is gonna stand to time, right? Okay, so we're back inside. You see that some of the areas have been sanded. I think they already started to I think paint. Okay, but there's still a lot of work to be done yet. Okay, yep. So we have at this point in time, we have a crew of, I'm gonna say 13 or 14 people in total. Okay, plus three, I do believe, 3 or 4 carpentry crew that's in place now. Okay, and there you have them. So these gentlemen are working on the main front porch. Okay, the roof structure. Okay. Now, you need to fully appreciate this, that it's dark. This is now, coming close to the bedtime. Not quite yet. But, it's getting dark. That means it is past 6:30. 6:30 in the evening. And they're still working. Now, the guys who are working at this point are the skeleton crew that stays overnight during the weeknights. Okay? There you have it. That's a beautiful view, and that's how it's going to look once everything is finished. Better. The builder is basically showing me that all of the stuff that you're seeing right now, okay, bits and pieces, it's going to be collected and basically taken out of there. Everything is going to be cleaned up, and he's basically just assuring us that it's not going to look like that once everything is done. Okay. Which is kind of nice to hear. So there it is. This is his end of the day video feed to us, and this is what was done. This is going to be the main gate right there. It's pretty much almost done. There you have it. It's going to be a pretty big gate, solid and nice. Okay, back inside the house. Okay, keeping the cement nice and dry, and we're still going to be using a lot of that. Still a lot more work to be done. Okay, you can, if you take a look at the windows. Okay, so all the windows are basically have been installed. That's given. Okay, but some of the windows have also have the screen, the front or outward screen. So we did that initially. Now you got to think back that we bought this property back in early 2020. Okay, and although the new government had been recently appointed, we didn't know just yet, to what extent security was going to improve or not, right? So we thought that it would be wise to install some sort of security regarding the windows, okay, and not just leave them open. Just in case, right? You just never know. And the reason being is that we are not going to be there most of the time. We will come by here and there, but for the most part, the place is going to be on its own. We are considering having someone looking after it, right? Things like that. But same thing. It's not like someone is actually going to be living in there, right? So we decided to install that type of security, front screens on all of the windows, okay? But we wanted to make it look decent, decent enough, nothing too convoluted or anything like that. So we're hoping, and so far the few windows that you can see, they look decent, and they're not even finished yet, okay? So there you have it. This is how the site is looking at. It is taking shape. Okay, I do believe that the soffit, it's been worked on still, meaning it's been painted. Okay, final touches are going on it. So that's good to hear. Good to know. Okay, so here it is. This is the one of the trenches that goes right to the wall. Okay, there you have it. And there's going to be a bit of a column built there, and then at some point in time, you're going to have the tensor column going straight through all the way back. Okay, to where there's going to be another smaller retaining wall, or the anchoring point. That's what I was trying to get at. Okay, where these columns are going to be attached to. So therefore, that wall that you're seeing right now, okay, will have no chance of actually moving. Okay, from the whatever excess pressure you get from all this, soil, right? So there's that's where the footing is going to be going, okay, right there. And then of course the columns are going to be anchored to that right there. And this is just a precaution level that we decided to take on advice from the builder as well. And he was definitely okay with that. There you have it. Okay, so every day, work is going. Okay, it is progressing, yes. Reason why we decided to do all this, securing the retaining wall, as well, is because we have a philosophy that, we wanted something done right and do it once. Okay, and that's the idea. So this gentleman right here, he's a jack of all trades. At least he is during this construction. But he's also one of the persons who stays every night. He sleeps there alongside 3 or 4 others, because it's too far to go home every day. Right, it would take him too much time. Now here is someone's girlfriend who decided to bring her in and start doing some pre-cleaning. Okay. And we do fully appreciate that. And then of course, then she's added to the payroll, right? Because nothing is free, right? And they deserve to get same wages or close to, whatever other worker is getting at this work site. Okay. The builder showing us, the windows, and the type of work that the lady is doing, and we fully appreciate that. Okay. I think all of the doors, yes, all of the doors to every single bathroom, have been installed. Just like the beams, the ceiling beams, okay, all of the doors and all of the cabinetry that's going to go on the kitchen, okay, the dining room set, everything is going to be made out of the same type of wood, Cortez Blanco, okay. Everything is going to have the same type of finish, okay, which is going to be matte varnish, okay. So they are going to be protected, right? It's going to be matte to fully appreciate the natural beauty of the wood, okay. This is another nighttime video. Don Vicente wanted to show us what's going on with the chimney, okay. They are cleaning it and putting varnish on it, okay, a sealant to better protect the brick, the clay brick, okay. We definitely appreciate that, okay, and that's really good work. There you have it, okay. What you see right there is that's the skeleton crew that stays every night during the weeknight, and the gentleman still painting, okay. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see that when the finished result, as the finished result, okay. The end product, you're not going to see any of that. We're still a little bit of work to be done, but we know this, we're really happy and really excited to to get there and see the house at this point in time. It's been quite a few months. In this case, for some of our viewers, a long time watching these videos and checking out to see what's going on, how is the progress going while you're looking at it. Okay, and that's what it. Remember, I was talking about the screens on the windows. Well, there you have it. That's what it is. Okay, we try to go with the lines of the house. Okay, and not make them just too close. Okay, but secure enough so that you can still fully appreciate what you're seeing from the inside out. Okay. Also, every window, I think I mentioned this one before. If not, well, every window has a privacy film to it, so that daytime you cannot see in. Okay, which is kind of nice, very nice. The issue is going to be nighttime, where you can't see anything from the inside out, but they can see you in. So we'll deal with that, and hey, that's what curtains are for. Okay, there it is. Okay, taking place, and it's looking like a house more and more every day. And thanks to Don Vicente, the builder, the contractor, okay, we get this video feeds and updates every day. Okay, we're now at the social bathroom. Okay, there's still some sanding to be done and obviously painting. But what we wanted to show you is that they finally got the grout done. And that wall looks amazing, I think. Okay, now, obviously, we're looking at through a video. It's really hard to fully appreciate the color and the work. And there is your herringbone, also grouted. Okay, and that looks way, way better even during on this video feed. I can only imagine how that's going to look once we're there and really looking at for real. All the wood finishes are done for the most part. There are some few things Don Vicente was telling us that the carpenter still needs to do, but it's just finishing touches. Now this one here, okay, Lynn had an excellent idea, okay, and that's to actually install an accent tile area right there. Yep. So they have to basically, redo that small part right there, and well, you'll see what it's going to look like. And the gentleman there, okay, is actually taking off some of the cement because they started doing it, but they were doing it wrong. And I didn't get to show you that, but this here, there you have it. Okay, this is the accent wall. Okay, and I think it looks great. Okay, and it goes all the way to the top. And remember, at that point, that wall right there is approximately 4.5 meters. Okay, or 4 meters at that point, I think. So yeah, there it is. I think it was a great idea. Looks great. Can only imagine what it's going to be once everything is done, everything is cleaned up, and it actually, the space is complemented with furniture and actual things for a house. So we're looking forward to that. Okay, really looking forward to going out and picking up furniture and all the nifty little things that you need for a house. There you have it, the inside. A lot more progress, looking a lot better. Okay, and we're happy with it. Yep, those beams, man, they took quite a while to get done, but it is finally done. I think Don Vicente, the builder, is really now also fully appreciating, the amount of progress, all the that has been done, in all these months. And he now really tends to take more time, taking the videos and showing us more, right? Before it was not quite so. Okay, so this one here, same thing. He's showing us that, all of this is going to be cleaned up. All of this is just leftovers, okay? Now, they are going to be taking most of this. I'm going to say 95% of all of this is going to be given to the workers. Now, some of you may be saying, what, scraps, leftovers? Well, there are some scraps, yeah, and there is a lot of leftovers, but those leftovers, for the most part, they're still good. It's good working material. It's it's building material, and we're gonna give it to them. Whatever over rubbish and things like that, well, that goes to the dump. Okay, whatever they can use for firewood, well, then they use for firewood and things like that. The point is, we're actually giving it to them, okay? We're not scrapping it. We want to make sure that whatever we have left over, whether it be clay bricks, cinder blocks, cement, you name it. And as you can see from previous videos, sheet metal, well, they can use it, okay? And we're just going to give it to them, okay? One of the reasons is because we don't have the space. We don't want to be having stuff all over the property. Okay, so this right here, showing us because the carpenter who's doing this job, that's not quite what we wanted right there, okay? The beams are just too puny, okay? Not what we were asking for initially, and he missed that point, okay? Especially on this one's right here, okay? If you take a look at the columns, and then the beam, the wooden beam that goes across, it just doesn't quite give, does justice to it. We want something that is going to tell tell people like, oh, wow, okay, now that's a, wooden structure that will complement the columns. Okay, well, there you have it. So I almost got past. There's your retaining wall. So the retaining wall is done. As you can imagine, quite a few days have passed. Okay. But it is done. The retaining wall. There you have it. That is conacaste, the wooden post that you see there. Okay, they're installed. That's where the railing is going to go. Okay, but you can fully appreciate that, how it's transforming already. The terrace is looking nice. Grass, has taken. Man, it's taken quite a while to get to this point, but we're almost there. There you have it. It is looking more and more like a house. So we're at the end. Thanks for watching. Remember that if you have any comments, any questions, please leave us a message, leave us a comment. I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Thank you and take good care.